thegoodlifepodcast.com. I'm Steve Cass.
And I'm Deb Moraes.
Yes.
Of course we are.
The other half of livingthegoodlifepodcast.com. A wonderful young lady who represents the Boston Symphony Orchestra.
And Tanglewood.
Where we live every summer for 2 weeks of summer, at least.
And more.
And sometimes they talk to us and let us interview them.
So this is my favorite segment, I have to say. Every year I look forward to interviewing someone from Tanglewood, from the BSO, from the main office, the conductors, the guest conductors. It's just such a wonderful time. The harbinger of spring that I look forward to every year. And I always say this, it's always that I look forward to receiving either the brochure and now by email, the Tanglewood lineup. So today we have with us, we're very happy to welcome Amy Aldrich, who is Senior Director of Patron Services at Tanglewood and the BSO. Welcome, Amy. So glad you're with us.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here with you today.
So maybe we should explain the type of, when they go to Tanglewood and stay over somewhere, or just go for the day, you can, that works too. But the entertainment, the programs, the guests are unbelievable.
That's why we have her for a half an hour, because there is just so much.
And this is a new season, and we're going to give you an advance through Amy, what's coming. And if you want, get a pencil and paper and write it down, or you can go online to tanglewood.com.
BSO.org/Tanglewood, but okay. BSO, the Boston Symphony Orchestra, is where people go first, and then BSO.org/Tanglewood will get you to that lineup. So for the number of years we've been coming up there, I now know that it's grown to 350,000 visitors, not each performance, thankfully, but on this beautiful bucolic setting of 500 acres up in Lenox, or between Lenox and Stockbridge, I could say. There are two major venues, the Kousavetsky Shed, where people see most of the main performances. I hear that it seats 5,000, but then one of our favorite places is on the lawn, 15,000 people. Tell us about your experience up there, because we've always shared ours. Amy, please.
Well, thank you, Deborah. And I will tell you, I was born and raised in the Berkshires, and I started working at Tanglewood when I was in high school and in the box office. And so Tanglewood is more than just a job to me personally. It's home. It's part of my life. And I have raised 3 children, and we used to go there on my days off during the summer when they were little kids, and now they're all teenagers and growing up and going to college too. So Tanglewood is quite an extraordinary place. There's magic that happens on the stage, but combining the magic on the stage with the beautiful setting and the nature aspect of that experience, there is nothing like it. I've yet to find anything that is comparable to the Tanglewood experience. And I think that's what's so special about it, is it's not just a concert. It is so much more. You get to see beautiful views and put your feet in that gorgeous grass and really just feel, all of the joy that it can bring one, just being in such a beautiful setting. And it's a wonderful place. So Tanglewood is a very special place for me. And I'm very grateful to work for the BSO and know that it's part of my job to have to be there.
It's terrific. So I didn't live in the Berkshires. We don't live in the Berkshires, but I grew up in the Berkshires because of Tanglewood. I always appreciated music. I'm a musician myself. Cass is too. But I can tell you that.
And you've been going for 40 years?
Probably more than that, but I don't want to admit that. But what I've seen over the years is, never mind the wonderful BSO playing, but it has expanded over decades. And I guess, hearing that you said you've had children, I have always appreciated the fact that while some may prefer classical music, you have Boston Pops and Wonderful Pops lineup. And we're going to talk about some of your guest performers. The lineup just keeps expanding all the time. And you have programs that are for children and for families, and events and lectures and discussions and movie nights, and it goes on and on and on. Tell us what some of your favorite things that you're looking forward to as you've seen the lineup and been working with the concert folks.
Yeah, I think this is a really fantastic summer program wise. There's a lot of, even for classical music lovers, there's, top soloists and repertoire. But even if you're not a huge classical music fan, I mean, being able to see Yo-Yo Ma is a treat unto itself, right? I do love the Pops programs. I always love John Williams Film Night. That to me is such a special gift that we are able to have. I love even the Saturday morning rehearsals. To me are really, it's such a neat way to really understand how the orchestra works, how the conductor works, and how the orchestra as a team can come together and stop and start and really dissect what it is that they're doing. So that's a really wonderful experience to see, the inner workings of the orchestra. Saturday mornings have become very popular for people to come and experience those rehearsals. And then, even just the performances on a Sunday afternoon. This summer, the Tanglewood Music Center Orchestra, which is our summer fellowship program of our student musicians, they are performing and with Yuja Wang, and that is going to be an incredible, incredible show. So you really do get to see so many different aspects of an orchestral or musical experience. It's not just, one size fits all. I think there is definitely something for everyone, but gosh, I am really excited to see a lot of the programs.
It's amazing. When we go up at the end of June, beginning of July, and the TMC, the kids, as we refer to them, but they are just advanced musicians who are going to be tomorrow's leaders, and that's why they're there. They get to study with the conductors, they get to compose, they get to do vocals, they just have a wonderful experience. When Cass and I have been up there and interviewed some of those students, it is amazing. When we've listened to them in the Ozawa Hall, usually they are as good as, and they are inspired by, of course, the BSO. They are phenomenal. And what a great experience that is. That campus is terrific for people to wander around and among them. And every time we've been there at that opening ceremony, we've always heard whoever is addressing the group, make sure that you do interact students and those who are in residence, plus the guests. And it's just a warm and terrific feeling. And then there's the music. Just amazing.
And when you hear the kids, the students, no, shouldn't call them kids.
Yes.
But they come from all over the world.
They do. It's incredible. It really is. I mean, you can be anywhere on the campus and someone's out on the lawn practicing their tuba. Or, you're in a meeting and for our staff members, when it's a non-concert time and you hear the violin playing in the room next door because they have rehearsal rooms all over near the staff offices. I mean, it is so incredible. It really is something so special. And it's just, you can hear how they believe in their craft so much. They're so passionate about it. And as the young and up and coming, hopefully former members of the BSO, it really is a special treat to see and to witness all summer long. I mean, they work so hard and they're so talented. It's an incredible.
I don't know if you're aware, but here in Rhode Island, we have a Rhode Island Philharmonic, which I had the blessing to conduct the orchestra
that was wonderful.
One night.
That's amazing.
I said on the radio one day with my bucket list, I'd love to conduct a symphony orchestra. And
that's incredible.
10 minutes, so come on down. So I did, and I enjoyed it very much.
And what piece did you get
to conduct? We have a youth
conduct?
program now too for the children at the Rhode Island Philharmonic.
Tell them what you conducted. Do you remember?
Dance Bacchanal.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
You were good.
That's not bad for many years ago.
So
pulled it right up.
But if you were 18, you could have possibly been with the TMC. So we should actually, Amy, help us go through. There's the TMC, which are the 18, 19, the kids who are coming in.
Yeah, they're young adults. They're, you know, post high school. They are college age. They are, you know, even out of college, you know, mid-20s. They are coming in from, you know, all different walks of life, all areas, you know, all points of different points in their journey, really.
And then there are other learning opportunities. There's the TLI, the Tanglewood.
TLI, yes, we have
that.
a really robust Tanglewood. TLI stands for the Tanglewood Learning Institute, and this was started back. It opened in 2019 due to a lot of generous donations from many of our constituents. And Joyce Lindy was you know, whom it's named after, the Lindy Center for Music and Learning on campus. And there are 3 studios, and the TMC, you know, uses that as a lot of their rehearsal space for the summer, but we have a really robust lineup. You know, there's a lot of what we call open workshops. So, for example, there's a conducting workshop with Andres, and there's a trumpet workshop with Tom Rolfs, who's our principal trumpet. You know, and it really is an opportunity to see the minds of how these musicians work, and you know, understand why they're so good at what they do and how they approach the playing of their instrument. Or, you know, there's a lot of fun things like that. We have a lot of different types of artists that come. You know, we have speaking engagements, lectures. There's, you know, it's quintets and quartets and and lots of, you know, different types of approaches. It's really about learning, you know, more than just sitting and listening to the music in the shed. This is an opportunity to take some of that and dissect it a little bit more, and, you know, open your eyes to different things that you didn't think, you know, you would ever think about. There's film, there's, you know, there's photography classes. There's a lot that has been jammed packed into the schedule for the summer. So, you know, if that kind of stuff piques your interest, it's definitely worth looking into.
I think we should probably mention too, the Lindy Center, that's the year-round opportunity. I mean, I love being up there in the summer, but Lindy Center is the one that was built and opened
year round. Yeah, that has been such a nice thing. And we really, you know, during the pandemic, we had to take some time off of that just due to everything, but we really came back a lot more robust this year, and there's more on tap to come for next year as well. I know there's a lot of planning going on, and you know, we did a lot this year. We had BSO Holiday Brass for 2 shows in December, which was amazing. Over Valentine's weekend, there was you know, a special jazz artist and Jermaine Smith, and he was incredible trumpet player. And there's TLI, Tanglewood Community Chamber concerts. So, you know, the orchestral players from the BSO will come out and do a performance. I mean, there's really just been a lot that has been going on September through now upcoming in May. And it's really incredible to see Tanglewood still in action, because I think there's, you know, if you come for the summer and you know that it's a summer festival and then August ends, there's a sadness that comes with that, you know, just knowing that, oh, the summer's over and now we, you know, move on and wait till next year. Well, this is allowing, TLI being open year round is allowing that to continue throughout with many different explorations of genres and types of music. It really has been, it's been a great year so far. And I'm looking forward to what's to come for the summer and for next September.
And we love that too.
Once again, the highlight every year is the 4th of July.
Oh, yes.
And the 5th of July, perhaps, with a guy named James Taylor.
Oh, I mean, what is Tanglewood without James Taylor, right?
Yes, everyone looks
it's a very special thing to have James come and do what he does every year. And it really has become such a family tradition, you know, for his performances. A lot of people know that even if they come to Tanglewood once for the summer, they want to come and do their James Taylor tradition. It really has become something so special.
And let's warn them, get your ticket now.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, there are few lawn tickets left, but for the most part, those shows are sold out. It's been incredible. It's just so nice to see. And we always get so excited to be able to welcome, you know, 18,000 fans to those shows for 2 days in a row. It really is something incredible and special.
I was just mentioning, and I think it's still is true, that while he does 2 performances, one of those he donates the gate to.
He does. He is absolutely kind,
generous.
So generous and incredible. And, you know, that donation does go to a lot of very, you know, needed areas of the organization, a lot of into our education program. And, you know, it really is something that he's a wonderful human to do that. And we are very grateful.
An anchor. We didn't touch upon, but and we shouldn't overlook the Boston University, the Tanglewood Institute.
Yeah, Boston University Tanglewood Institute.
Tell us.
That is a great partnership we have with Boston University. That is for high school students and inspiring musicians, and they are, again, so talented. They perform every weekend during the summer on Saturday afternoons. They come and work on our campus, and they live up the street. And, you know, it really is so great to see young people doing this, because that is what we want. That is what we want to see. The Boston University program has been around. We've worked with them for many, many years, and it's always so wonderful, especially, you know, they do their thing and then they'll show up on a Saturday night and they can come in and they get to watch the BSO perform on Saturday night, and their excitement is palpable. They just are so happy to be there, and you know, their eyes get wide and they're, can we get in? Is there room for us? And, you know, it's wonderful.
So, okay, we have to get into, we've been teasing it. We've been holding. Okay. So, in that lineup, do you want to start with the traditional and classical, even though I know you've got very recent news that you can share with us too? Tell us a little bit about some of the specific artists and conductors that you're bringing in.
Sure, yes. So we have, you know, it's really the classical, well, we start with our popular artists in June, and they are, do you want me to go into those, or do you want me to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not just classical.
So yeah, so the June programs, I'm just going to pull up my calendar here so I can look at it. We start on June 21st with Prairie Home Companion Garrison Keillor. And then we have Nas, who is a rap artist from the 1990s, and he is performing with the Pops. Going into Jon Batiste in June. And then, you know, that is going to take us through the month of June. And then we have starting really the BSO, the TMC opens on July 1st in the opening exercises. And then we really start with James Taylor on the 3rd and 4th, and the BSO comes in, and the first BSO performance is on July 5th.
What are they doing? Tell us. That's
an all Rachmaninoff program with Daniel Trifonov, which is going to be incredible, and Andres Nelson's conducting with the BSO. So that is a very exciting opening night program. Piano Concerto 3, symphony dances. That's top notch. That's going to be super exciting to witness and hear. You know, there are so many more programs that are so exciting throughout the summer. Let me find a few more highlights for you here. You know, so like I said, Saturday rehearsals are exciting. We have Beethoven Symphony 5 with the F.M. Bronfman. We have Bare Naked Ladies to you know, be in the month of July with the Popular Artist Series. We have our we're doing a theatrical concert of Romeo and Juliet.
That'll be exciting.
Is Friday, July 11th. And that is going to be again with Andres Nelson's, and there are some actors there. This is Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet. It's, you know, it's a theatrical concert based on Prokofiev's ballet, and combined with Shakespeare play. So it's kind of an, you know, an all-encompassing experience. So that will be super fun. We have...
Don't you have Emmanuel Axe coming back?
We do. We have Emmanuel Axe, and I believe that is August 3rd. We have Emmanuel Axe. He's performing with Yo-Yo Ma and Leonidas Kavakos together. That's terrific. Be a beautiful recital. I mentioned we have Yu Zhuang coming. She's performing with the Tanglewood Music Center Orchestra. We also have our family programs. We have a family concert. We have Circle Round, the podcast. You know, and there's a lot for families and kids too. We are doing, gosh, so many wonderful. It's hard to pick. Yeah, Manny X is doing John Williams Piano Concerto and Mahler Symphony 1. I mean, we've got a lot going on.
I know everyone looks forward to the Tanglewood on Parade, which is not just a single concert of the evening. That is a day-long extravaganza. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Tanglewood on Parade has been a long-standing tradition at Tanglewood. It's the first Tuesday of August every year, and it's a wonderful day to really see what Tanglewood showcases. We open the gates that day early at 2 o'clock, and it's an all-day festival of the TMC performing, the Boston University Tanglewood Institute students performing. We have, small little orchestral concerts with chamber players, and we have fun things happening. Last year we had a hot air balloon come, offering hot air balloon tethered rides. We have, there's demonstrations. There's, sometimes we have a face painter, we have a magician. It really is a fun day for families.
An Alpine horn.
Exactly, the Alpine horn demonstration, gusty ring. It really is a nice way to kind of see everything that Tanglewood has to offer. And it caps out at the evening performance. There's, it's the Pops, it's the BSO. They do Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture. Once upon a time, there were real cannons that used to take place in that, but now it's more or less sound effects. And, sometimes those don't even happen, just to see how that all goes every year. But there is a lot that day, and it's a wonderful day to come and just experience all things. You can come and stay longer, as short as you want, but it's incredible to see all that happen. And by the end of the night, everybody's exhausted. That's a long day. Yeah.
Well, most of our listeners are very familiar with Tanglewood, but we always have new people and we're happy that new people join in and sure. Listen. But I think that for people who've never been up there, yes, we said it is an absolutely magnificent, beautifully manicured one, beautiful area. And if you really wanted to take fuller advantage of it, I think you always had a certain day, I don't know if it was Tuesday, a walk and talk. People would give tours and let you know more about both the history of Tanglewood and the conductors and its growth, and even some of your artists participate. What another fabulous experience that is.
Yes, Talks and Walks it's called. And that is a program that takes place on Thursday mornings. And that, like even this year, there's one with Keith Lockhart. And so you really do. It's another way to look at like the inside scoop of how things happen, how things work, the different things that are being performed. It really is a nice perspective to gain, and you have a talk and then you get a walk of the grounds afterward, a tour of the grounds. So it really is a fun thing to happen. It's Thursday mornings or Thursday afternoons, actually at 1 o'clock.
Do you have the usual collection of pop stars too?
Yeah, I mean, we do. There's, it's happening. We're still booking. We're still, going to announce more, but we just announced that we have Jon Batiste and John Legend and Leonard Skinner and.
Oh, that's right. You just mentioned too. That's right. Just the other day you mentioned Leonard
Skinner. I love Jon Batiste.
Yep, we've got Bonnie Raitt coming. We've got Emmylou Harris and Graham Nash. There's still more to come. I am not at liberty to disclose yet, but I can tell you there's still more to be announced, which is always fun to wait and see what's happening.
Before we wrap up, Amy, while we're talking about things that are pop, and that of course is synonymous with things that are contemporary, you do have contemporary music as another whole.
We do. We have our Festival of Contemporary Music, and that takes place. That's in end of June, early July. And that is really, it's a shared skilled learning. If you are interested in contemporary music, this is where you want to be. If not, then it's not everybody's cup of tea.
True enough, but it just speaks to the wide array, the diversity of experience that's there. Whether you're saying music, and we are focusing on the music aspect of film and everything, just amazing.
It really is. There's string quartet marathon that the TMC does. There's the family concert, as I mentioned, and for every performance, every classical BSO or Pops performance, kids 17 and younger are free on the lawn.
Good. Thank you for mentioning that.
That is really wonderful. And we do a lot in terms of trying to invite families to come. It's a wonderful day, just a way to spend your day on a weekend or during the week too. There's lawn games, and there's just a lot volunteers, we have an instrument playground on Sunday afternoons and kids corner with crafts that are dealing with, okay, this is a Beethoven performance. We're going to make Beethoven masks for the day. We really want people to be able to come and experience Tanglewood for all that it has to offer. Like I said, the music is the magic that's on stage, but we are so blessed to have such a beautiful place where we can welcome everyone to. And I want people to know that Tanglewood's for everyone. We want everyone to come and feel like, even growing up in the Berkshires, I didn't go there until I was in high school. And I wasn't exposed to it, but gosh, I just feel like, oh my gosh, people, you're missing out if you're not taking a trip to Tanglewood. It's even open during the week. Like a park, you can come and walk, and there's, you may hear a rehearsal or students on the lawn practicing, but it is just such a magnificent place. And invite everyone to come and experience it in whatever way they choose to do so.
And while you're on the lawn, there's some fabulous picnics that occur.
Oh, yes.
And you can't believe it's like competition to see who has the best.
That's right. Yeah, you are welcome to come and
picture
on the lawn.
People having a picnic.
It's special. That is a really neat thing.
That's unbelievable.
It really is. Yes.
And delicious.
We've often commented, I have to tell you, Amy, so there have been times when we've brought groups up and hosted fundraising events and, put on a very lovely display, but it's always been terrific to see someone who sets up a table with linen and a candelabra right next to someone who's enjoying tuna fish out of Tupperware with a little one. It's just amazing. And I guess that speaks to the fact that there's everyone. It is just a wonderful leveling ground.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, you can pick up your pizza or your sub and bring it in, or you can have that. I mean, the smells are divine. You're walking by, you're saying, oh, that smells great. Got any extra? It really is. It's so fun. And that's part of the beauty of it all is people, make it exactly what they want it to be. People bring, lawn chairs. Some people just bring a blanket or a towel and they lay on the ground, and it's so different for everyone, but that's the fun of it. You get to make it how you want it to be.
That's terrific.
Super. Well, we're out of time.
I think we're out of time, but it's been so wonderful, Amy, having you to tell us about the lineup and also just to help us give our audience an occasion to understand the experience that is Tanglewood. It is just amazing. It's just amazing.
Well, it's been wonderful to talk with you both, and I look forward to seeing you this summer, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a very exciting few
months. Come to our picnic.
We'll invite you to our picnic.
I would love to visit.
Amy Aldrich, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Take care. Be well. Good to talk to you.
Bye-bye.